Tonight, we bring you a story of breathtaking ambition, a vision so bold, it could literally reshape the map of the world as we know it. This is not just another infrastructure project, it's a plan that dares to split a continent and redefine global trade routes for generations to come. Deep in the heart of Central America, a Chinese company has unveiled a staggering $50 billion project, a massive canal that would cut through the nation of Nicaragua. This isn't a mere blueprint, or a distant dream. It's a concrete proposal, backed by international investors and powerful interests, to carve a new waterway across the continent. The scale of this endeavor is almost unimaginable. The proposed canal would be wider, deeper, and longer than the legendary Panama Canal, a feat that once seemed impossible. Engineers envision a waterway capable of handling ships so large they would dwarf anything currently passing through Panama's historic lock. The announcement has sent shockwaves through shipping boardrooms, government halls, and financial markets around the globe. Industry leaders are scrambling to assess the impact, while world governments weigh the geopolitical consequences of a new trade artery in the Americas. Imagine a channel so vast it could accommodate the largest ships ever built, vessels that currently have no passage through the Americas. This new canal would open the door to a new era of global shipping, potentially shifting the balance of maritime power. At the helm is a Hong Kong-based firm with close ties to Beijing, signaling China's growing influence in the Western Hemisphere. This is more than just a business venture. It's one of the largest infrastructure undertakings in human history, with the potential to alter the economic landscape of the entire region. The message to the world is unmistakable. A new player is entering the arena of global logistics, thinking on a scale that rivals the greatest engineering feats of the past. The stakes are enormous, and the competition fierce. The proposed Nicaragua Canal isn't just an alternative to Panama, it's designed to be a true successor, faster, bigger, and more efficient. Supporters claim it will revolutionize shipping, slashing transit times and costs, and setting a new standard for international trade. Proponents promise tens of thousands of jobs and a wave of prosperity for Nicaragua, transforming the nation's economy. But critics warn of environmental catastrophe, displacement of communities, and the risk of falling into a debt trap that could haunt the country for decades. The stakes could not be higher. Will this canal become a new wonder of the world, a symbol of progress and ingenuity? Or will it stand as a colossal ruin, a cautionary tale of ambition gone awry? Tonight, we begin to unpack this monumental story, exploring the dreams, the risks, and the realities behind the canal that could split a continent and change the world forever. The idea of a canal through Nicaragua is centuries old, stretching back to the earliest days of European exploration in the New World. Long before the modern era, visionaries and explorers gazed at the narrowest points of Central America and imagined a waterway that could unite the world's two great oceans. In fact, the dream of a Nicaraguan canal is almost as old as the exploration of the Americas itself. Spanish conquistadors, merchants, and adventurers all recognized the strategic importance of this land bridge. And for centuries, the idea simmered in the background of global ambitions. Lake Nicaragua, one of the largest freshwater lakes in the Americas, lies tantalizingly close to the Pacific Ocean and is connected to the Caribbean by the winding San Juan River. This geography seemed to offer a natural shortcut between the Atlantic and Pacific, a potential gateway for ships to bypass the long and perilous journey around South America's Cape Horn. In the 1800s, the United States came remarkably close to choosing Nicaragua for its interoceanic canal. Powerful American backers, engineers, and surveyors poured into the country, mapping routes and envisioning a future where Nicaragua would become the crossroads of global trade. But fate intervened. Fears of Nicaragua's active volcanoes, stoked by a clever lobbying campaign from Panama's supporters, shifted the world's attention south. Political intrigue, misinformation, and the specter of natural disaster all played a role in redirecting the project. The Panama Canal finally opened in 1914, a marvel of engineering that changed the world. With its inauguration, Nicaragua's Grand Canal dream faded into a historical footnote, overshadowed by Panama's triumph. For over a century, Panama prospered as the region's trade hub, its canal bustling with ships and commerce, while Nicaragua watched from the sidelines, its harbors quiet, its hopes deferred. Yet the dream never truly died. Throughout the 20th century, the idea of a Nicaraguan canal resurfaced again and again, fueled by hope for national transformation and the promise of prosperity. Political leaders, entrepreneurs, and ordinary citizens alike clung to the vision of a canal that could change their country's destiny. Now, in the 21st century, a new player has entered the scene. Chinese capital and engineering expertise have reignited the vision, bringing fresh momentum and global attention to Nicaragua's age-old ambition. Today's $50 billion announcement is more than just an infrastructure project. It's a second chance for Nicaragua to claim a destiny once denied. The proposed canal promises not only economic growth, but also a reimagining of Nicaragua's place in the world. For many Nicaraguans, this is about righting a historical wrong and finally placing their nation at the center of the world stage. It's a story of hope, pride, and the enduring belief that history can be rewritten. The stakes are higher than ever. Billions of dollars, international partnerships, and the future of a nation all hang in the balance as the world's eyes turn once again to Nicaragua. The world is watching to see if this centuries-old dream, so often deferred, can finally become reality, and if Nicaragua can seize the moment to transform its future. The Nicaragua Canal would dwarf the Panama Canal in every dimension. While Panama stretches 50 miles, Nicaragua's planned route is over 170 miles, an artificial river across a nation. The new canal is designed for the next generation of supertankers and mega container ships, far larger than Panama can handle. This isn't just competition, it's a leap forward, aiming to capture high-volume, lucrative shipping traffic. The economic impact could be transformative, lowering costs and redrawing global trade routes. Construction would require moving Earth on an unprecedented scale, with 2 deep-water ports, a free trade zone, and an international airport. It's not just a canal, it's an entire economic ecosystem. The ambition is to make Panama's waterway look like a secondary route. If successful, Nicaragua could become a new heart of global commerce. But the scale of the challenge is immense. Why would China invest $50 billion in Nicaragua? It's about more than commerce, it's about global strategy. A new canal gives China a faster, cheaper route for its exports, reducing reliance on the US-influenced Panama Canal. It's a bold geopolitical move, planting China's flag in America's backyard and signaling its rise as a global power. The canal fits perfectly into China's Belt and Road Initiative, creating new trade routes and markets for Chinese companies. By funding such projects, China gains influence, goodwill, and leverage with developing nations. Controlling a major global choke point like the Nicaragua Canal would give China immense strategic power. It's a long-term investment in resources, trade, and political influence. This isn't just a bet on one project, it's a down payment on a future where China shapes global commerce. The world is watching as China rewrites the rules of international trade. The stakes are global, and the ambitions are vast. The promise of the Nicaragua Canal is immense, but so are the risks, especially for the environment. The route cuts through Lake Nicaragua, Central America's largest freshwater source and a unique ecosystem. Massive dredging could stir up toxic sediments, threaten rare species, and risk devastating oil spills. Tens of thousands of people, many from indigenous communities, face displacement from their homes and land. Promises of compensation are met with skepticism and protests. The canal would slice through rainforests and wetlands, disrupting wildlife and threatening biodiversity. Critics say the environmental assessment was rushed and inadequate. Proponents argue only a project of this scale can lift Nicaragua from poverty, but opponents warn the damage could be irreversible. The nation faces a stark choice: gamble on prosperity or risk destroying its greatest natural treasure. The health of Lake Nicaragua and the country's future hangs in the balance. For Nicaragua, the canal is a $50 billion lottery ticket. On paper, the benefits are transformative: tens of thousands of jobs, a doubled GDP, and a modernized economy. The project promises new infrastructure, foreign investment, and a leap from agriculture to global logistics. But the risks are just as great. The financing deal raises fears of a debt trap. If the canal fails, Nicaragua could lose control of its assets to Chinese backers. The Chinese company holds a sweeping concession for up to a century. Success depends on global shipping trends and the ability to compete with Panama. If trade slows or shippers avoid the new route, the canal could become a costly white elephant. For Nicaragua, it's an all-or-nothing bet. The outcome could be unprecedented prosperity or economic ruin for generations. The stakes have never been higher. The Chinese-funded canal is more than an engineering feat, it's a geopolitical earthquake. For over a century, the US has dominated Central America, with the Panama Canal as its symbol of power. A new canal, built by China, challenges that dominance and signals a new era of great power competition. For the US, a Chinese-controlled choke point near its shores raises strategic concerns, from trade to military movement. The project forces regional countries to navigate between US and Chinese interests, reshaping alliances and tensions. Some welcome China's investment as an alternative to US influence, others fear being caught in a new Cold War. The canal is a chessboard for global power, not just a shipping route. The outcome will ripple far beyond Nicaragua, shaping the relationship between the world's two superpowers. Central America is now the arena for a modern great game. The stakes are nothing less than the future balance of global power. The engineering ambition behind the Nicaragua Canal is staggering, a leap beyond any canal before. Over 5 billion cubic meters of earth would be moved, requiring fleets of the world's largest machines. The canal's locks would be among the largest ever built, designed for the biggest ships on Earth. Advanced technology, AI, sensors and satellite control, would create a smart canal for safe, efficient operations. The project aims for a century of reliable service, despite Nicaragua's seismic risks and volatile geology. The scale means even small problems could become disasters. The line between engineering marvel and catastrophe is razor thin. Success would be a testament to human ambition, failure, a cautionary tale. The world watches as Nicaragua attempts to impose order on a wild landscape. The outcome will define the nation's legacy. As of December 2025, the Nicaragua Canal stands at a dramatic crossroads, its future hanging in the balance. Two starkly different destinies lie ahead, each with the power to reshape not only Nicaragua, but the world's economic landscape. In one possible future, the canal is triumphantly completed. Massive cargo ships glide through its waters, and Nicaragua emerges as a vital artery in global commerce, redrawing trade routes that have existed for over a century. The country's ports bustle with activity and the world's eyes turn to this once overlooked nation. With this transformation, Nicaragua's GDP soars to unprecedented heights, poverty rates plummet, and a vibrant new middle class takes root. Families who once struggled now find new opportunities, and the nation's cities pulse with hope and ambition. Though the canal leaves environmental scars, the newfound wealth funds ambitious conservation projects. National parks are restored, and a sense of pride sweeps the country as Nicaragua becomes a model for balancing progress with preservation. But in the other, darker future, the project falters. Engineering challenges prove insurmountable, costs spiral out of control, or investor confidence evaporates. Construction grinds to a halt, leaving behind a landscape of abandoned machinery and half-finished dreams. Nicaragua is left burdened by crushing debt, environmental devastation, and the bitter taste of broken promises. Local communities suffer, and the land bears the scars of a vision unfulfilled. The canal becomes a cautionary tale, a monument to overreach, ambition, and the dangers of dreaming too big without a solid foundation. The world looks on, not with admiration, but with a sense of pity and regret, as the ruins of the canal stand as a stark reminder of what might have been. Which of these futures will ultimately come to pass? The answer remains uncertain, shrouded in speculation and hope. The clock is ticking, and the world waits for a resolution. The fate of the canal, and of Nicaragua itself, hangs in the balance. The stakes are nothing less than the destiny of a nation, and perhaps even the future shape of global trade and geopolitics. Only time will tell if Nicaragua's bold gamble will pay off, or if it will become a lesson for generations to come. For now, the world is watching, holding its breath.